Howdy, this is the Wide Channel here. Today, we have a new release of the GLX Game Engine. This is version 2.5.0. It adds a full-on physics engine, texture swapping, a more managed variable system, simplified cloneworks, and new camera functions. Though I did have to remove one thing from it, which was all the custom colors on everything. It messed with a lot of the actual JavaScript file and corrupted a lot of stuff terribly. I had this happen a lot, and I don't want that for y'all, so there's that. I will be going over how all of these work through general terms, and if y'all would like for me to do a tutorial for this engine, please comment down below, for I'm actually planning on making a series of videos on how to do basic things, such as a simple FPS game or a platform. Without further ado, let's check this thingy out. So as you see, I just have this opened up on TurboWarp. You can actually open this in any other Scratch mod, such as Penguin mod, Mist Warp, anything like that. Let's full screen and hit the green flag, see what happens. First thing to notice, physics. Look at that. And then we also have mouse and keyboard support now, which is something that y'all have been begging for a lot, and I kind of didn't want to leave y'all in the dark for that, because a lot of y'all generally want to make a game on PC, and I was kind of stupid for that. And then, we also have a lot of extra sounds, this background music, just to keep you not bored whenever you're opening it. And if we hit backslash, we can actually go back into this menu, do everything that we need, such as, doing everything here. So the first thing that I want to show y'all is the physics. The physics, man. As you see, it's just a few bodies here. This is using ammo physics. It runs pretty efficiently. And as you see, we have a cube and a floor. I wanted to make a cube that goes on top of it. Then what I'm going to do, so I'm going to create a box, another box, name it cube 2. Let's give it a larger mass. Let's set this thing to be like 12. And then I'm just going to set the position of this thing to be up in the sky, so like 50. And then we go to our draw code, and we just duplicate this thing, cube 2. Now one thing to note is that the size on here is actually 2 times as the size on here for some reason. So what we're going to have to do is that we're just going to divide it by 2, so 12 into 6. Hit that green flag. Look at that. Is that not awesome? Is that not awesome? Another thing that I want to address is how there's no colors now, especially the C block that covered the camera preset. But it's not too different. You just have the camera setup 1 and 2 that nestles it. So it's not that much different. It's just the benefit is it's less buggy. That's all it was for, to make it less buggy and less likely to corrupt stuff, so there's that. So another thing that I do want to look at is the variables. Just heavily simplified, just 3 lists and just a few variables. This is just to make it so that way you have as much flexibility with what you want to do. Because all it's really for is just the camera position and rotation, the clone's camera position, the clone's position and their rotation, and then just general stuff for the background game engine information. And speaking of clones, let's look at CloneWorks. So CloneWorks does look a little different now, but it's not terribly different. As you see, we have this broadcast, which goes into a receiver, which has this if is clone, so that way only clones do this, and then they draw wherever they are. So for example, if I wanted to create this clone to go somewhere random, I can just say -20, 20, 5 to 20, and then do -20 to 20 again, and then we do this. Let me just create a few clones just to show you. And we have a bunch of clones. They're just drawing in real time. And the best part is that they can move. So if you want them to change their position, forever change CX, let's do it by a very small number so we can see this. Now whenever we do it, and we create a few clones, look at that. They're all moving. Ain't that awesome? So this is going to be really important for particles and interactive objects, such as coins and enemies, even bullets, which is really awesome. It's just a 3D version of Scratch clones, which is awesome. Another thing that I do want to show y'all is texture swapping. So what we can do, if we hit backslash to allow us to, go into the menu, we can actually go to one of these. I want to change the cube texture, edit object data. And as you see, we can change the name of the object, the assigned texture, whether it's pixelated or it's using the clamp. So if I want this cube to have the floor texture, we can do that. And then maybe have it blurred instead. We can apply it. And then we have to hit the backslash again. And now, look at that, it's blurred. And it's the checker texture. And if we want it to be pixelated again, all we have to do, go back to it, edit, and set to pixelated. Apply. And it's now pixelated. So this is really useful for if you're using objects that are either using really low resolution textures or high resolution textures, and also if they have looping textures, where the UV map goes outside of its usual borders. And the last thing that I really want to show you is just this little feature. It's not much, but it's great for multiplayer in VR, and it's the viewport. What it allows us to do is that it's actually making us use a window, and we can move this around and scale it to however we want. It is divided into a 2x2 section, so if I were to set this to 1, it actually goes to that one area. So this is perfect for VR because what we can do is that we can have this render in one area, and then we can have it render in another area. Just do something like this. 1, 2. As you see, we have 2 of them. And we can have it change the camera position and wherever we want. So that's another cool thing that we can do here. Reset this. So that's all I really wanted to show y'all today is, the physics engine and the new texture swapping stuff. Just a bunch of ease of life stuff. Really hope you enjoy this engine as much as I do using it. But if y'all want me to do any sort of tutorials, like how to make a first-person shooter in it or a general platformer, please don't be afraid to ask me or comment down below. Join the Discord server, but it's where you can talk to me directly, and I can show you all a bunch of cool stuff. You get the inside information about what's going on with inside the engine, random thingies that I'm doing. But yeah, that's it for me. The Wyatt Channel out.